Well, as they said in a very famous film once upon a time, Houston, we have a problem. The lights have gone out at Bradford, and we are assuming that they are doing their best here at the stadium, and they have done their best. Look at that, the lights are just starting to come back on. But as I was throwing to the advert break a couple of minutes ago, you might have noticed, I didn't, that everything went a little bit black behind me. Well, they've obviously found a shilling, they've dropped it in the meter. That ages me, doesn't it? Say things like that. But it looks like now we're going to get a match, although a few moments ago we thought perhaps we weren't. It's Bradford against Wigan then. We're at the Grattan Stadium in Odsal, and the lights are coming back on. Thank goodness for that. It went very dark, and there were a lot of people running around this ground a few moments ago with screwdrivers, fuse wires and all sorts. Brian, that was a little bit nervy, wasn't it? All the lights around the ground were on, so there was no problem outside. It was something that went on inside.
I'm sure they'll tell you it's part of the pre-match entertainment. Keep people in suspense. There's going to be a firework display now, I'm sure of that. It's in the agenda somewhere or in the roster. But
well, every time the players come out here, they set the rockets off, don't they? But I think that was a little bit extreme. I really do think it was just a bit extreme.
Well, the good thing is we're up and running now.
Pardon?
We're up and running.
We're up and running now, and we're going to find out exactly what's gone on, because Stuart Duffy is downstairs talking to Bill.
Eddie, they're famed for their pre-match entertainment here at Bradford, but I think even this one caught the Bulls people by surprise. And I honestly thought, as did a lot of other people, wow, they're going to pull off something special here. But in fact, it was just a brief glitch to the lighting system. They've cranked something up, and it's working again. And among those who were just for a moment a bit nonplussed was the Bulls football manager, Stuart Duffy. But calm as ever, it was all part of the plan, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. No, I don't know what happened there. It just went off as a glitch, but we've got an electrician on site on game day, so he's managed to get them back on straight away, which is good for the game.
And I think it just heightened the tension ahead of what is always an eagerly anticipated game, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We're really looking forward to it. You know, we're going to have started off the season like a house on fire, won 4 straight games. But we won the last couple ourselves, and we're pretty confident going into this game. I think it'll be a really tough tussle, and we're looking forward to it.
And the mood has I mean, it's obviously, you know, there's a long way for the Bulls to go to get back to where they were. But maybe just first indications that things are starting to improve.
That's right. I think that the half-back combination, Orford and Carney, is starting to work very well for us. And that was obviously the key. Lestrange at dummy half has changed. We've changed the whole spine of the side, really. And it's always difficult when you do that. And of course the other factor is we've had Paul Deacon doing that for 10 years here. So, you know, we're having the whole of the sides having to get used to playing with somebody different to Paul. So it's taking a while, but the pack gets on top. I think we can do a good job.
Thanks for coming to the rescue, Stuart. The Bulls have got the lights on. We've got a game on.
We have, Bill. Thanks very much. Thanks to Stuart Duffy as well. Seamless. You would never have noticed there was a problem. And I don't know who it was who did the job, but whoever it was, congratulations. The lights are back, and we have a game between Bradford and Wigan. This is the Bulls. Halley, Crooks, Sykes, Nero, Reardon, Carney and Orford. Up front, it's Scruton, Lestrange, Lynch the skipper, Menzies, Whitehead and Langley. And the bench for Bradford is occupied by Hall, Godwin, Warrensey and Kopchak, the coach Steve McNamara. And for Wigan, it's Roberts, Goulding, Gleeson, Carmont and Richards, Sam Tompkins, Luluai. Forwards, Fielden, Riddell, Coley, Hanson, Tompkins, O'Loughlin, who is the captain. And on the bench it's Bailey, Palliasina, Deacon and O'Carroll. The coach is Michael Maguire. Well, this is the Bradford Bulls as they come out. They lost their first 2 games, and following their failure to make the playoffs in 2009, the alarm bells must have been ringing here. But they're back on the horse in a big way. And out they come for what is a formidable challenge against the Wigan Warriors. Here's the match referee, Phil Bentham. He's about ready. He must have been slightly worried when the lights went out 5 minutes ago. But now everything's back up and running, and we're just about ready to go.
All right, we're ready.
Bitterly cold evening here in West Yorkshire. Phil Bentham looks like he's ready to go. Blows the whistle. Paul Sykes with the boot. This game is up and running, and nasty bounce. Nasty bounce, but Sam Tompkins doing really well.
Well, I think you can see straight away that the Bradford pack, they really want to get into this Wigan outfit. Get right into their faces, trying to put them off their stride. They arrive here to Wigan, slight favourites. It isn't often you can say that any team comes to Oxford, but you have to give them the credit. They've been playing out of their skin. Michael Maguire has got everything going. But I think Stuart Duffy absolutely summed it up right by saying that if the Bradford forwards can lay the platform, the likes of Carney and Orford will take control.
Okay, 10 lads, 10.
Wigan do arrive here as a team at the form, Eddie, but I tell you what, if you had to pick two props for England after 4 games, you'd pick Andy Lynch and Nick Scruton. They've been sensational for Bradford, really have been strong, and just watch particularly when Nick Scruton gets the ball, the canny ability to put himself between 2 defenders. It actually resulted in the first try for Bradford last time we're here. Sometimes he just helps his teammate get a quicker play of the ball.
Stuart Reardon plays the ball. He was full-back and man of the match and scored a try in the 2003 Grand Final for Bradford against the Wigan Warriors. And Lynch was the man who played the ball there. The skipper to Heath Lestrange. That's a big hit by Andy Coley, who's also another prop forward in pretty good form at the start of this season. Here's Brett Carney. Tompkins, that Sam Tompkins was after him. Harrison Hansen got to him. Last tackle here for Bradford. Kick from Lestrange right down the middle. And this will be picked up by Amos Roberts.
Great pressure there by the Wigan defence. It really didn't turn out to be a very good kick from the hooker, Lestrange.
Good tackling though. There's Steve McNamara, the Bradford Bulls coach. And we saw Michael Maguire watching from behind the post away to our right-hand side just a few minutes ago.
It does look, if you take a look at the flags above the stand, that Wigan do have the wind behind them in this first half. Obviously it helps when they're kicking the ball. Sometimes those passes have to drift forward, and it can be a detriment to the side if they want to shift it around.
Stuart Fielden brought to ground. 6 ground finals in 7 seasons in his time here with Bradford. Sam Tompkins hoists the kick. That's got the wind behind it. Well, Pat Richards is after it. The ball has hit the deck. It went backwards again, and Wigan have come up with the possession. Roberts was the first man to react, and here is Harrison Hansen driving it in now for the Wigan Warriors.
Well, it's no surprise that Michael Maguire, the Wigan coach, and they've got him for offside. Now then, will they take the easy 2? I think they might.
Well, with a man like Pat Richards in the side, they possibly will.
No, they're
going to tap it and run it. And here goes Coley.
Just saying, Eddie, it's not surprising that Michael Maguire would have told his players, you've got to kick to this youngster Jason Crooks out there on the wing.
Thomas Luluai fires the pass to Roberts. It goes wide, and that's a great try for Darryl Goulding. And Wigan are up and running. The mistake over on the far side, they got away with that, but then they surrendered possession. Then they were caught offside under the sticks, and Wigan working the ball from left to right very quickly. And Darryl Goulding will try in each of his last 2 as well, as he fills in for Roberts on the wing, as Roberts drops back to take over from Cameron Phelps, who's still out injured. And Darryl Goulding, who celebrated his 22nd birthday on Wednesday, gets his 3rd try of the year.
Came about from that mistake. It was a beautiful kick by Sam Tompkins, but look how they've sucked in Reardon. Reardon just drifts in off the whitewash and says thank you very much indeed. Ah, Goulding, it is a gift. Is he happy? He sure is. It's all about looking at the videotapes and looking through and finding out if there's a chink in the opposition armour. And they were all over the shop when Sam Tompkins put the kick into the corner. They couldn't get hold of it, the Bulls, and the Warriors have taken full advantage.
They have Goulding's try, and now Pat Richards, 21 goals for the season. He kicked 9 from 10 attempts last week against the Catalan Dragons, and the one he missed, he hit the post. That is all. So here comes Richards to try and add the extras. Wing at his back, remember. Trying to drift it over the top of the bar, but just the wrong side of the post on that occasion. But Wigan are ahead by 4 points to 0.
It's all about just sucking in the defence. Look how Reardon, they're very tight. There's nobody sliding there. Nero should have pushed out, and so should the winger.
Well, Eddie, this just goes to show what Brian Noble made reference to before the match. Wigan are starting games particularly well this year, scoring in that first 10-minute period. Obviously it helps put the confidence. if you go ahead on the scoreboard.
Yes, so Bradford restart again. Sykes with a deep kick-off into the very stiff breeze that's blowing in their faces. And here comes Fielden, but he's met by Scruton, he's met by Lynch, and he's met by Menzies. And Coley again will drive it in for Wigan. The Bradford Bulls winning 7-0 at Salford last Friday, the first time they had kept the opposition on a 0 since October 2005, when they beat Hull 71-0 in a playoff tie here. The Bradford Bulls are buoyant again coming into this match, but this is without doubt a big test of their ambition here this evening. Luluai, good scooting run from dummy half.
It's a great advantage, isn't it? You've got the likes of Tompkins taking first receiver, and then Luluai dipping in, playing as a hooker more than not.
Picked up by Dave Halley. Halley, who was on loan at Wakefield this time last year, but he has played 27 of 28 since he returned from Wakefield. And looked like he got a bit of a bang on the nose in that drive as he returned the ball. Here is Langley now for Bradford.
And the Bulls are finding it difficult to get over the advantage line. And again, we see messing around with the play of the ball, which can be a bit of a blight in our game. But Mr. Bentham says, carry on.
Orford flicked the pass to Scruton. That ball went backwards, and it is back to 6. The referee saw it. Probably a shout from his touch judge on this near side as well. There was Wigan hand in there. So here's an opportunity for Bradford with Langley.
There you see it.
Heath Lestrange is the dummy half. Orford on his inside is his captain Lynch. Gets a great ball away. Oh, and that was picked out of the air by Martin Gleeson.
Boy, did Gleeson read that well.
It was Dave Halley who was looking to offload.
He could see that the full-back was twisted in the body, eager to get rid. Look. Oh, that is sensational by Gleeson.
Riddell, there's Gleeson. Riddell was the man who played the ball to Roberts. Good leg drive from Roberts. 4 tackles gone though, they're still inside their own half, the Wigan Warriors. Roberts will get them over halfway here. On the bounce it finds itself to Tompkins, who's very strong in the tackle. Hit by Langley, the third man in. Luluai, angled crossfield kick.
Great kick as well. This will just bobble in the inside.
Now how good's the chase? Pretty
not
good.
Bad. Yeah, not bad.
Gleeson with the tackle on Jason Crooks. And Gleeson hurt, I think, in that tackle. No, he's making his way back into the defensive line now. This is Elliot Whitehead for Bradford. Oh, Joel Tompkins, the unsung hero of the Wigan 100% start to the season. Here's a penalty going Bradford's way.
It's a little bit too aggressive by Andy Coley. Well, that didn't...
I think it's for his ball steal, Steve.
Yeah, it's taking the ball away from him, yeah. And Sykes was quite happy to release it as well, realising there was more than one man there. Now then, the Bulls, they have to just try and camp down. In the opposition half, they really haven't had much opportunity.
Scruton running strongly, started the match just as he was against Castleford a couple of weeks ago. Here's another penalty for Bradford. Hands in at the play the ball, interference. 2 penalties in quick succession. Here comes Andy Lynch again.
First, move, and hold, go.
Lestrange waits again. Scruton drives it in.
2, move, wait.
Lestrange again waits. They're 18 minutes away from the line. Good ball then to Nero from Orford. 3 tackles gone, half the set of 6 remaining as Lestrange finds Orford again attacking the line. Good ball inside, it's Scruton trying to get the hands free and offload, can't do so. They're inching ever closer to the Wigan line though, and here is Carney, and Carney will stab it through to the in-goal area. Roberts is there to tidy up. Roberts is trapped in goal.
Crafty kick and a great chase. Put the pressure on. That's what they needed. Steve Manamara will be quite happy with that. First opportunity, and they will get a second set of 6. Drop out underneath the sticks.
All we would have expected, Brian.
Oh, it's an absolutely fabulous start for both teams. Wigan looked vigorous in the tackle early on the back of a couple of penalties. Bradford have got some field position and don't look disorganised themselves, do they? They look very, very threatening.
A drop out with wind behind to 10 metres inside the Bradford half, a full 60 metres downfield. Priceless kicker, isn't he, Pat Richards?
Here's a great advantage, isn't it?
4 apiece at Harlequins, at Leeds.
Move! Wait! Go!
This now is Carney. Flicks the ball out the back to Menzies. Great offload from Menzies. Oh, and almost an interception from Goulding. In fact, Goulding has got the ball back. He won the arm wrestle then with Chris Nero.
Well, it's always a gamble when you come out of your defensive line, and that gamble paid off.
Hold! Go!
Riddell, infield it goes. Coley.
Move! Got you, Andy. Got you, I know what you mean.
Well, McNamara will be furious about that. They were in a good position. They were applying the pressure on and came very close. That's another advantage that he has. He knows that Matt Orford can organise things out there, but he knows that Brett Carney got a wonderful short kicking game.
Gleeson, good on his feet. Gleeson just can't get the ball away. Luluai was in support. Last tackle here for Wigan.
All right.
It's with Luluai now. And the kick hit the Bradford man. Bounces nicely for Reardon. And Reardon will straighten it up. Tompkins has hold of his ankles.
Go!
Could have been classed as a charge down if he'd gone forward, but it didn't. Ricocheted to the left.
Here's Menzies. Goes down. Hull are leading Castleford 6-0. Here it's 4-0 Wigan. We're coming up to the 12th minute here. Early scare, in case you were not with us when the lights all went out just before kick-off, but they worked a miracle. And the Bradford ground staff need a big pat on the back that they got the lights back up and running again.
Well, the one feature for Wigan that we've seen so far is that not the silty skills of Sam Tompkins. We got a good kick in early, but it's defensive quality. He's working overtime in that department.
Carney's kick downfield is fielded by Amos Roberts.
Hold! Go! On the mark, Amos, on the mark! Second!
Darryl Goulding,
Move!
another man back at Wigan after a loan spell. He was on loan to Salford last year, played 9 matches for the City Reds and got 5 tries in the period at the Willows.
And hold!
This is Luluai waiting at dummy half. It was Riddell who played the ball to him. This is George Carman. They go wide, and here goes Pat Richards. And Richards fancies taking on Halley on his own, gets the ball away, and Tompkins. Well, he had a slash of the ball as well with the boot because he put it down because he knew that had he taken that in, he would have been over the line for all money.
Should have been a try. It's as simple as that. Richards, and again we see the Bulls, they're caught out. That sliding defence is not moving across quick enough.
Was that the time, Brian, when he needed a two-handed pass?
He probably did, and it was a little bit low for Sam Tompkins to take cleanly there, and he's furious with himself. I'm sure his coach will remind him that he probably should have dropped on the ball, but if that plays on and Halley goes the length of the field, he could have been embarrassed, but he's so frustrated. He's such a great competitor that he wanted that in his hands so he can get on the stick.
Well, they've scored 28 tries to date, Wigan, and Sam Tompkins hasn't scored one of them yet. He has, Joel Tompkins.
Well, maybe because Pat Richards scored 5 last week, he backed himself that much. He thought, I can actually round this fullback. I'm flying at the moment. Kick to touch has failed to find touch. And Wigan now return it already with Pat Richards over the halfway line.
There's an attempted ball steal then on Pat Richards by Matt Orford. Richards held the ball firmly, but that was an error from Bradford. A real error that they didn't find touch. I suppose we can blame the wind because the wind is very strong in their faces. Here's another penalty now. That's the 5th penalty from the whistle of Phil Bentham. The 2nd for Wigan.
Well, it's pretty obvious that they're just mauling him, putting him, trying to turn him over.
Do you think, Brian, that the wind is ever like an 8 or a 10-point advantage, or do you not just subscribe to that theory?
I think if you subscribe to it as a coach and a player, you might think that yourself. You might mention that at half-time if you think you've got the favour in the second half. But to go out there and suggest to somebody you might be 8 or 10 points down because of the wind, I think it sends the wrong message. But we all think it, don't get me wrong.
Hansen plays the ball here to Riddell, who finds Sam Tompkins. He flicks it up to Eamon O'Carroll, just on the field for Andy Coley.
Now the Bradford defence have gone one-on-one marking. They've been caught out twice with the long ball.
This is Luluai. And Riddell in at dummy half. 3 tackles remaining this set of 6 for Wigan. Tompkins to Roberts. Roberts bounces off one, comes back the other way. Ball held in one hand and Gleeson goes without it.
Well, these could come back to haunt Wigan.
Well, it did for Castleford, didn't it, last week against Hull KR?
It's an old saying, but you've got to take your chances, and that ball has been either stolen or knocked on. Either way, looks like Carney's got away.
It is Carney. He gets them to halfway on the first tackle. This is a great chance here. Oh, that could easily have been a penalty. And it might go back for the penalty, will it?
No, he's allowed play on, is Phil Bentham. And he's going to give, the crowd don't like that.
Well, head and feed to Wigan, but...
well, it touches a Wigan player, doesn't it?
No,
oh,
but he's
yeah.
It's an obstruction, definitely, and that obviously meant that the Bradford players just took their eye off the ball for a second.
14, move.
Well, it's a difficult one. But I would have given a penalty for that because you're interfering with an attacking side.
Hold there.
The way Wigan will not be complaining because they've been a little bit butterfingers at the moment.
Gleeson, that's a good fend. They're still butterfingers. That was Darrell Goulding.
Well, we've admired the way that Michael Maguire, the new coach, has brought quick hands to this Wigan outfit, but there are times when you don't have to score on every single play. A bit of method in their madness, perhaps. Slow it down a little bit. Good work, grasping at it. It's all nerves.
Elliot Whitehead to the rescue for Bradford. They're in possession now with Jamie Langley.
And Langley has been strong, Eddie, in the games I've seen for Bradford. He's particularly carrying the ball, he's strong in defence, he's given them good value as a forward.
That was a good hit from Fielden and company on Nick Scruton. Lestrange, Langley again. Is wrestled to the ground on tackle number 5. Expect the kick here from Orford. It's with him. Up it goes. He's able to give that a bit of humph because he's against the wind, but Roberts collects it easily.
Oh, Bradford really have not got themselves set up. Tompkins is on his way.
Quick restart. Oh, the ball's come away. Unfairly, says the referee. Penalty to Wigan.
Interesting. Elliot Whitehead came out of the position and got the ball, but Bentham very, very quick. It looked one-on-one to me, but...
Just joined in. Go.
I think I just heard him say to a Bradford player, he just joined in.
Hold.
Riddell waits at dummy half for Wigan in all black tonight with Fielden now in possession.
Stand up. 2. Go.
A la the World Club Challenge. That was Heath Lestrange and Nick Scruton looking over their shoulder, waiting for Phil Bentham to shout, release, get up.
Move. Hold. Go.
This is Riddell again. Now it's with Luluai. Good ball then to Joel Tompkins.
Well spotted there by Orford. Realised it was going to be a delayed pass.
That could have been a penalty for obstruction, could it? No. Tompkins hoists the kick wide. Flick down. And Carmont hits the post.
Lost possession as well. And again, putting a lot of pressure on Jason Crooks here. Richard's such a tall man.
He's one of the best catchers of the ball, isn't he? And Carmont has got a problem by the looks of things.
Listen to the calls, lads.
There's a big sponge cover around the post. Well, he's obviously done something there, but hammered as well by the defender.
I think the impact, just a knee right in the corner.
Lynch, that's a good offload to Halley. And they will now come down the right channel with Carney. He finds Menzies. Menzies a little flick out the back door. Well, they're all trying to score on every play, aren't they?
Yeah, it's attention that's getting to him. It is a very big game, this. Oh, he sees Bradford and Wigan, and I've got him put offside. Phil Bentham was screaming at them, but they were so eager to get into it. Brett Carney leading the way. There you see Menzies trying to offload. Well, there'll be plenty to be said. It looks like Carmont is had to see if he can run it out. He's on that outside. They've got him off the Yeah, Carmont straight off the field, and Phil Bailey has gone on his place, and it's obviously as a result of challenging for that kick a moment ago, and Carmont landed awkwardly. Not only did he land awkwardly, he landed with about 3 Bulls players on top of him, and consequently he's not too clever, but he is moving a little more easily as he jogs around the edge of the pitch, so maybe he will be back.
No doubt you'll keep an eye on that for us, Bill. Here is Luluai. Back it comes now to Bailey, just on, first touch, replacing George Carmont. Midway through this first half, we're going to head 4-0, looking for more here with Tompkins. Flat pass, well watched. Good tackle that by Carney. No way through then for Joel Tompkins. Luluai finds a Lachlan, he helps it on. Was it forward? Yes.
Not forward.
Well, I think Mr. McNamara and Mr. Maguire may just have a few words sent out and say, listen, it's not an exhibition game. We have a plan, and I'm afraid neither side is sticking to it. The one thing that Steve McNamara will be pleased about is he's got the message out. Remember, 2 opportunities where they've been caught out on that long ball out wide.
Do you think the coach has forgot his coat?
Well, he's forgotten his cap, hasn't he? That's for sure. Or his hat. Unlike a couple of my colleagues up here in the gantry, Mr. Noble and I are bareheaded. Incidentally, we're brave.
Well, you've got hair.
Well, so is Mr. Clark, but...
Yeah, but I'm soft.
You certainly feel the cold, Phil, I do know that. Terrible cold feet.
Move! Go.
Here come Bradford. Good tackle.
Great. Yeah, great defence. They're up in the tempo in that department. It's and to be fair, you've mentioned the cold, Eddie. It won't be doing those players any good.
5.
Out there, it's bitterly cold.
Hold. Go. Jamie, try to stay on the mark.
Carney
Play on.
is played at by Goulding, so the call from the referee is now play on.
First. Move.
Much better kick and chase.
Go.
Well, then can they hold it?
Well, they're trying to get in the face of the Wigan Warriors, but Richards nearly slipped the net then. Heath Lestrange importantly kept hold of the jersey. This is Harrison Hansen.
Third. Move. Hold balls, hold. Go.
Riddell and Luluai. Oh, well picked up that pass was.
Oh, Menzies had him lined up though.
It was Roberts who was fed by O'Carroll. Here goes Phil Bailey. He gets to halfway on the last. Luluai and O'Loughlin. Height and the wind behind it. Halley claims it for the Bradford Bulls. O'Loughlin got to him first. Sam Tompkins finished him off.
Looks a little bit lost there, Wigan. Sean O'Loughlin wasn't really intended to get that ball, to get the kick away. They just lack of communication between the players. Wasn't the best kick either.
This is Chris Nero now for Bradford. 3rd season here, the former Huddersfield man. We'll see his former team, of course, tomorrow. Huddersfield Giants make a trip to Wakefield, live on Sky Sports tomorrow evening. 5:30 we're with you, Sky Sports HD2, and in standard definition on Sky Sports 2 as well. Then Hall plays the ball. Orford kicks the ball deep downfield, but Richards was, Roberts rather, was there, positioned perfectly, and he's through the first 3, 4, 5 defenders. It's great footwork from him. Halley can't stop him either. Well, this, I was going to say, if he got over the line, that would have been the try of the season, the try of the decade maybe. A weaving run. Luluai.
Wigan went the wrong way. They were really caught out wide with the balls on their right-hand side. Wigan's left as they attack.
They're going that way now with Sam Tompkins. He brings it back up the middle. Tompkins gets the ball away, and it's Harrison Hansen. And Harrison Hansen gets the second Wigan try, with screams of forward from the Bradford terraces, but applause from the Wigan supporters. Harrison Hansen, he missed last week. Remember that last-minute clout he got off Adrian Morley in the match against Wigan 2 weeks ago. That took its toll on him. He missed last week. He's come back this week, and he has grabbed himself the second Wigan try of the night here. But it's all down to Roberts' run.
Certainly was superb. It wasn't the best kick, as we mentioned, and that is poor defence. They just let him through, and as Eddie mentioned, if it had gone in for this, it would have been the try of the decade. It was unbelievable running. They come back in the end. Reardon was the man, but watch, the first time Sam Tompkins has asked the question of the Bulls' defence. Was it slightly forward? It's hard to say from this angle. Hansen takes it with glee. Throughout this game, this youngster has just been quite happy to feed it out wide. He takes the step for the very first time, catches the Bulls' defence yet again.
It's his 149th Wigan appearance.
Come on.
And it's a try for Harrison Hansen. It's 8-0 to Wigan, and this kick will make it double figures if it goes over.
Well, do you know what? There are very few players who can change direction and accelerate at the same time. Jonathan Davis is one who springs to mind, the legend in both Rugby League and Rugby Union. And Sam Tompkins has that ability, and it's a unique skill, and he does it particularly well.
And Pat Richards can kick a goal or two, can't he? Missed with the first from way out wide, but bang on target there.
Look at this, his eyes are looking that way, but he knows he's going to step and get the body away. That's a sign of a very talented Rugby League player. Not so sure about the pass. We'll see it from a different angle. Is it? And it's forward. Not much in it, but I'd have to say Wigan have had the benefit of the doubt on that occasion. They won't be complaining though. It was sheer skill, wasn't it, from young Sam Tompkins?
It was, and Wigan are ahead. Remember, these two met at Old Trafford 2001, 2003 in the grand finals of those years. Bradford won them both. Under our guest tonight, Mr. Brian Noble. Great memories. 5 in a row, wasn't it?
5 finals in a row.
Luluai for Wigan, who we got to within 80 minutes of Old Trafford 3 times.
With Wigan, yeah, couldn't quite get them there. They're looking pretty strong this year, but with 24 rounds to go, 23 rounds to go, there's a lot of mileage, a lot of stories to be written yet.
All on that side.
And Tompkins hoists that high. Halley is after this. Halley claims it. Oh! And he was clattered by Harrison Hansen.
It's been one of the good features this year from Wigan. Their kick and chase has been superb, and you'll notice as well that quite a few of the Wigan forwards, they're not attempting to grasp with the arms, they're just going in with the shoulder. It's a real big shoulder charge, and if they get it right, boy, it can hurt the opposition.
This is Michael Warrancy now for Bradford.
Well, he'll want to make up for that error. Remember, he was stepped around by the fullback Amos Roberts, should I say, when he made that beautiful run. It was Warrancy that went up quickly, just stepped him with ease.
This is a possible 40-20, but didn't quite get the angle right then, Matt Orford. So Amos Roberts can run it back again. This time the white jerseys are there in numbers to make sure there's no repeat of the run. They've never won 6 in a row at the start of a Super League season, Wigan. They've won 5 in a row a couple of times. And last year they actually won 5 in a row last year, but it was mid-season, and included in that run was a 20 points to 14 success on this ground here against the Bradford Bulls.
Well, the other thing that surprises me, that Steve McNamara, the Bulls coach, why they are insisting on kicking the ball directly to Amos Roberts. He's got skill, he's got speed.
This is Tompkins, gets it away to brother Joel Tompkins. And that's the last tackle for Wigan, they're 20 metres away. And O'Loughlin decides to run it. It's Joel Tompkins again. He gets the ball away to Richards. Richards will hoist the kick into centre field. Roberts is after this. The ball's gone backwards, and it is eventually shuttled over the line by Orford. It's a goal line dropout.
Well, what a wonderful move on that short blind side. They went for the power play, whether they had someone ready to get away the kick, but it came to Richards. Now, who did it come off? Definitely Orford touches it last, but did Roberts get a touch to it first?
Well, he might have done. If he did, it went backwards.
And then it's dragged forwards, I think, on his second time he touches it.
That might have been Reardon. We couldn't see from that, could we?
Either way, it looked as though there was a little knock on there.
Well, he wasn't happy about the decision, Matt Orford. He did question it with Phil Bentham.
Stay on.
So it's a goal line dropout for Bradford. Leeds hit the front against Harlequins, 10-4 at Headingley. Coming back after their World Club disappointment last week, the Rhinos. And Hull are beating Castleford 12-6. But the Tigers putting up a decent fist of it up there in East Yorkshire. Here in West Yorkshire, it's Palliasina with a drive forward for the Wigan Warriors. Riddell is the dummy half, and he gives it to Lulawai. Lulawai goes on his own. Warrancy had hold of him. Good job that he did as well. Bailey waits the dummy half for Wigan, 5 metres from the line, and he finds O'Loughlin. Short ball to Harrison Hansen, bounced off one, finished off by Andy Lynch. This is Riddell. Here's Palliasina. Last tackle for Wigan. Catalan fighting back at Salford. They were 6-0 up at one stage. O'Loughlin over the top. Oh,
He's got
forward
it.
pass. It's a forward pass.
What a juggling act from Pat Richards. Yeah, it was forward.
Okay, mate.
Only just. Had to reach for it.
Don't dump it.
Great stuff. Wonderful handle. Wow.
It would have been a try had it not been a forward pass. And did the wind play a part there, Phil, do you think?
I think it did, yeah. I mean, I've seen Sean O'Loughlin in the last couple of weeks, possibly the best passer in Super League. In fact, as a forward anyway, some of the passes he came up with both to his right and to his left last week against Catalan were world class, and he very often can deliver that one. I think the wind just fractionally took it forward.
Palliasina, meanwhile, is penalised for not standing square.
You know, a potential game-turning moment here. I think if Wigan score again here, it becomes very hard. He just taps it forward, it maybe have already drifted. Would have been very hard for Bradford to come back from that. As it did, they've been under pressure for 5 minutes with some quality play from Wigan. Here now, they're up over the halfway line. They've had very few sets in possession, which they've started in Wigan's half of the field. Their best chance of posting some points.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Phil, in regards that we have not seen any combination between the two halves, Brett Carney and Matt Orford. And that's mainly brought about by the fact that they haven't had much opposition, getting into the opposition and applying that pressure. Maybe it could change now. Will they link now?
This is Craig Kopjak making his 50th appearance as a substitute. His 54th in all for the Bradford Bulls. That's a good run from Godwin. His 180th career appearance, Wayne Godwin. Here is Nero. Wigan now having to defend their line. They have the best attack in Super League, and they also have the best defence in Super League. It's being tested at this moment. Orford's long pass finds Carney. No way through for Carney then. Catalan hit the front at Salford. Here goes Sykes, and that's claimed in goal by Amos Roberts. Diffuses the trouble. Straight down to Bill. Come on, what's the news, Bill?
Eddie, it's good news from the Wigan Warriors camp because George Carmody is back out of the dressing room. He's just actually having a run up and down the sideline at the moment, and he's got the right knee heavily strapped. And what in fact happened was I think it was a stud that caught him, but it's a nasty gash right on the knee. It caused him a lot of pain, but we're strapped up and they're hopeful that he's going to be able to come back. That's happened in there somewhere, and he came out that with the gash on his knee, but he's up and warming up on the sideline. Just a brief word from the sidelines. The call to the Wigan Warriors has been patience. Just a feeling maybe that they're forcing the pass, expecting to score on every play now.
Here's Tompkins with a kick to the air, and it's caught by Richards. And it's the turnover because the ball came free from Pat Richards.
And again, they're applying that pressure to Jason Crooks. It's all crafty work, exactly what they need.
If you look at what Wigan did in the last minute, there was nothing complex. It was simple runs, but every player made over 10 metres when he carried the ball. Now you can probably contrast that with Bradford. This isn't the wind that's making a difference. Clearly this sport at times is about simply running hard and strong, and Wigan are doing that better. In fact, defensively, here you see the total metres gained. Wigan just massively ahead in that field, and it does add up at the end of the game. Very rarely do you see a side with such territorial advantage lose a match.
Well, if they go on to win this, it will be their best start to a season for 10 years. The last time they won 5 in a row at the start, the turn of the century. The last time they were in the position they're in now, it was 2001. Both those years under Frank Endicott. Happy Frank.
Time it, Craig, come on.
It made him very happy too. 5 minutes or thereabouts to half-time. Wigan 10-0 to the good here, and applying the pressure with Harris and Hansen.
And again, the difference between the two sides is that the Warriors are getting over the halfway line, so therefore when they do go down to the kick, they're applying that pressure, and they're always on the back foot of the Bulls, and they're in a little bit of trouble here now.
O'Loughlin hangs on to the ball somehow. He's got Tompkins, and Tompkins gets his first try of the season. After so long, and having to watch as his teammates have been running them in for fun recently, but Sam Tompkins comes up with the try. It was a punishing run from Palliasina that actually had Bradford on the back foot, and then they just injected a little bit of pace into it with O'Loughlin and Tompkins, the two men you just saw on your screen there. And Sam Tompkins, the young player of the year, another off the Wigan St Pat's production line in the amateur game. Sam Tompkins, latest try for him. Look at that run from Palliasina. That's what got them on the back foot.
Now then, has he committed an error there, or should I say an offence? Because I thought you had to regain your feet before you had to put the ball down on the ground. Take nothing away from Sean O'Loughlin being able to set up the youngster Sam Tompkins, but look at this. I thought you had to regain your feet, but he's been held back by Steve Menzies, and probably that's the reason why Phil Bentham said, get on with it. I could have penalised you either way. Beautiful pass back on the inside, Emmis Roberts. O'Loughlin, this youngster does read the game ever so well.
And Richards adds the extras, and Wigan are ahead by 16 points to 0 here at Odsal, the Grattan Stadium. Is it a match-winning lead, this?
Well, Emmis Roberts getting out of there. They've gone straight down the middle of the field, haven't they? Even a minute or two previously, Wigan made 50+ metres with 5 carries, and they've just penetrated down the heart of the Bradford Bulls, who can't live with it at the moment. The ferocity and intensity with which Wigan have played the first half has been just too much for Bradford to cope with.
Yes, Wigan looking a bit impressive, Brian, aren't they?
They're looking fabulous, aren't they? I'm just reinforcing what Phil said. They're just running with vigour. You can see the metres that they make and the ground that they're winning. When they're playing the ball quicker than Bradford, when they're leaving play, white shirts on the ground, they're taking the opportunity to run out of dummy half with Darryl Goulding, with Gleeson, with Thomas Luluwai, with Sam Tompkins, and Mark Riddell smart enough to recognise that when you run and when you just shift to a sideline.
Fielden to his feet, plays it to Riddell, going down the short side with Hansen, and Tompkins has slipped the net again. That was an important ankle tap by Steve Menzies. That's a penalty.
Well, Wayne Godwin was all over him. Menzies just got the fingertip, just there. Then Hall and Godwin all over the place.
Well, Bradford trying to slow Wigan down as best they can. And here is Tompkins. Now it's with Andy Coley.
Watch for the switch to the blind. Will they do it yet again?
They're going that way with Sam Tompkins. And Tompkins takes the return. Here is Joel Tompkins. Now it's Pat Richards. And Pat Richards stretches out and scores. That's an incredible effort from Pat Richards. The referee is just going to ask the video referee, James Child, tonight to check whether Pat Richards had a foot in touch as he touched down here.
Boy, get out of the way. We knew he was going to get a lot of pressure, Jason Crooks, from the bomb. But this is try time. There's not many people in rugby league can do that. And he's tall enough to make sure that that's a try. He's in fine form, 5 tries last week.
And 8 for the season if this is given the green light, which it is. Pat Richards is Super League top scorer at the moment. His 8th try of the campaign. And Wigan increased the lead right on the stroke of half-time, courtesy of Pat Richards, who has scored in each of the last 29 games now. 38 points last week, 5 tries, 9 goals. He's at it again here.
And it's a confidence in it to do the runaround like that. Sensational. Darryl Goulding, final pass. It was really, really well worked. Look at the runaround there with Harris and Hansen. And Jason Crooks just could not stop him. He was just put on his backside. And the height of this winger, Pat Richards. Somebody once said a few years ago, Eddie, that all he does was kick goals.
I think that was you, wasn't it?
Nope.
No? Well, he's going to try and kick this goal now. He got 38 points last week, as I say. He's 4 points short a week ago of Justin Harris's all-time Super League points haul of 42. And Richards has missed with that particular kick. But the Wigan Warriors, they've run in 4 tries. Richards has converted 2 of them, and they lead 20-0.
And fully deserved as well, taking the option on that blind side, but knowing that they were going to produce a move. That was not off the cuff. That was a run around, beautifully worked by Sam Tompkins and Harrison Hansen, and boy, does it pay off.
Well, very rarely do you see Harrison Hansen pass the ball. It's even less rare to see him involved in a run around a play like that, and obviously his confidence has increased this season. He's felt inspired, and he's really lifted, hasn't he, to the next level at the moment. He and Joel Tompkins, a fantastic young combination in the second row for Wigan.
Coley will play the ball here, and Fielden will try and run it out against his former club. Haven't seen Paul Deacon yet, have we, in this Wigan side in the first half? Still sitting on the bench, the Bradford Bulls legend. Here's Fielden again, up the middle he goes. There's the half-time siren. That will do. There is Deacon, making his way in for a half-time cup of tea, warm up a bit. Pat Richards, and he's kicked 2 goals and he's scored that fantastic try. Just snaked the arm out and plonked it over the line, right on the stroke of half-time.